You will applaud wildly. Let's test that out. 3, 2, 1. Applause!
Oh, yeah.
That's
Wow.
it. Hold
Very
on to
good.
that energy. That's exactly what we're going to be using. Are we ready to go? Are we roll? Or just, you need a minute? Or are we good? Okay, just 1 second. Yes, just imagine the Red Hot Chili Peppers playing in your heads.
No, you don't have to imagine. I'll do it. Get away now.
That's
Get
it.
away.
That's it. Keep going, keep going.
Oh, get in the way. Well, they didn't really
no other
appreciate
lyric.
that one, so I'll just...
All right, I'm going to keep this short and sweet. Everybody, this is a live taping. Let's make some noise for our award-winning podcast from the Sonar Network. Taking the stage right now. Correct me if I'm wrong. Let them hear you.
Yes!
Yep.
Applause!
Correct me if I
Thank
am
you
wrong.
very much, ladies and gentlemen. We are live from FanExpo Canada in the historic room 717 of
Right.
the Metro Toronto Convention Center.
Wow, what has happened in this room?
The stories we could tell of what has gone down in this full room. It's the barriers aren't even up. The dividers are not closed in this room. We're at full room capacity right now. Welcome. Thank you for being here, everyone. Welcome to the Sonar Network's Correct Me If I'm Wrong. Applause.
Yeah!
This is the panel show where Toronto's three best minds speak extemporaneously on obscure subjects, but must be absolutely correct in everything they say. My name is Paul Bates. I am the host of the Sonar Network's Dubious Book of Famous Deeds podcast. It's a history podcast based on a book from 1898 that I found in an alleyway near my house. No lie, that's 100% true. And with me are three smart and funny panelists ready to show how correct they can be. Let's meet them now. Right beside me, he's the star and creator of the cult and occult classic Comedy Network series, The Fifth Quadrant, Lee Smart.
Yeah!
Lee,
Hello, everyone.
are you enjoying FanExpo?
I'm having a great time. I spotted a Zelda box that I've got to go and hunt down a little bit after this, but yeah.
Who here buys mystery boxes?
Anybody? Yeah?
Yes,
One?
a show of about four hands.
4 hands.
They're
What
ter-
attracts you to the mystery box? What is it about the mystery box?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it just has random
exactly.
stuff on
Yeah.
it. In other words, it's the mystery that allures us to the
Yeah.
mystery box.
Gambling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Lee, what percentage of accuracy are you aiming for in what you say today?
I would say I'm aiming for a 74% accuracy rate.
74% accuracy. We're going to hold you
yeah.
to that, and we
Okay.
have
That's a strong beat.
we have a scorekeeper that will be checking your accuracy percentages. Next to Lee, you've seen him in NBC's Ghosts, you loved him in CBC's Bit Players, and you know him from every commercial on television. It's
Yeah.
Nigel Downer.
Nigel!
Nigel, if you had to guess, who do you think will be the least correct on this panel today?
Oh, it's going to be Alastair. There's
Wow.
no doubt.
Yeah,
There's no
okay,
doubt.
all right.
There's no doubt.
Selling me off the road.
Yeah, I'm
Wow.
already 100% accurate in this game.
Yeah, that's true. I think so far you're in the lead. Yeah.
This is a subjective opinion.
And finally, next to Nigel, he is an actor, he's a writer, a fervent aficionado of professional disc golf. It's
true.
Alastair Forbes.
Thank you.
Alastair, in your day-to-day life, how correct are you in things you say?
16, I would say.
16% or 16 things that you've said correct in your day-to-day life?
Yeah, 16. Every day I count up to 16 things that I've said correctly, and then I move on. You know what I mean? Okay, well, I've got it for today, and now I can just bullshit.
That's fair.
Okay. Okay, let's go over the rules of this elaborate, complex, deceptively complex show. I'll give the panelist a word or phrase to speak on for 60 seconds. That panelist can't repeat themselves, can't hesitate, can't deviate from the subject, and most importantly, must be 100% objectively correct in everything they say. No opinions, no vagaries, cold, hard facts. Other panelists can make challenges on these grounds, and if their challenge is correct, they will pick up the topic and keep speaking on it for the remainder of the minute. Correct challenges earn you a point, and so does being the one speaking when the 60 seconds are up. I brought a pen and paper this time, so I'll actually be able to keep score this year.
Yeah.
And remember, you can repeat the words in the subject or phrase I give you. And as always, if we need to determine the correctness of a statement, our judge and final arbiter, as always, is the Google Assistant on my phone. All right. Let's play. Correct me if I'm wrong. Are you ready? Applause!
Applause!
All right, our panelists, they've each given me a variety of topics which they feel confident to speak, and we're going to start by letting them talk about their own chosen subjects. Lee, you're going to go first.
Yep.
And of course, you can be challenged at any time. I'll be counting a minute on my stopwatch. Lee, tell us about, and this is your own topic that you've given us
All
to
right.
speak on.
I can't wait. This is it's so esoteric and ridiculous. Whichever one it is.
Yeah.
Tell us about the bottle city of Candor.
All right.
Anybody here a Superman fan? The bottle city of Candor. I'm
no
getting
one.
Yeah, there's
full
one in the
blank
back.
stare.
Oh, yeah.
One in the back.
There it is,
Yes.
right there.
Yeah.
Excellent.
One person in the back we may need to refer to for the actual facts in this in this talk. But 60 seconds, starting on the clock, Lee. Your time begins now.
The bottle city of Candor is a miniaturized city from the planet Krypton. It was shrunken by a space villain named of Brainiac, which is a portmanteau, if you will, of brain and maniac. So he was a brain maniac, and he went through the universe shrinking.
That's a challenge from Nigel.
All right.
I just called the Dragon Zord. If anybody knows Power Rangers, apparently not. So I'm gonna call that's wrong. Well, it's more the idea. What's the word that you used to mash up?
Portmanteau.
Nobody uses that.
I just did.
Nobody uses that. We use mashups or like you know.
right.
Yeah. So you're wrong.
Hang on.
All right.
Define portmanteau.
My
See?
favorite part of the show is waiting for Google. I really enjoy it.
Let's see. Portmanteau, a word blending the sounds and combining the meanings of two others. For example, motel or brunch. But the first definition is a large traveling bag.
Yeah.
I'm going to let Lee continue.
Nice.
There you go.
Wow.
Okay, let's keep going.
Thank you. All right.
Lee, you have 42 seconds remaining
really?
to talk about.
That's a long time.
You've covered everything there is to know about the bottle city of Candor. You still have to speak for 42
right.
seconds without deviating from the subject.
All right.
And I think it's important to note that he chose this subject himself.
I did this to myself.
Yes.
Like he said, Paul set out like, give us your subject. I was like, Star Wars, like huge, and he's like, the bottled city of Candor from one comic from 1962. Anyway, I can't wait.
42 seconds
All right.
on the clock remaining for Lee Smart, and your time starts now.
Okay, the bottle city of Candor is a literal city in a bottle. Shrunk. It was the capital.
Oh, what a sound maker. I'm just going to say repetition because he repeated the same thing backwards that he did. Like, Bottle City of Candor is a city in a bottle. Come on.
That's fair.
Come on.
I think you're allowed, by the own rules that I've set out, you're allowed to say the subject name, the words in the subject over and
Yes,
over again.
but earlier he used portmanteau, and his repetition with portmanteau means he's a pretentious dick.
Yeah, Alastair, I'm going to give you a challenge for this. I give you a point.
Wow.
And also, I'm going to let you pick up the rest because honestly, I want to hear what you have to say about the bottle city of Candor.
This is
Okay?
going to be fantastic.
All right. Okay. You've got. Let's see. I got to do my math. I got to count backwards. 60 minus 24. That's 36 seconds
No
on the
problem.
clock.
Here we go.
Starting now.
The interesting thing about the Bottle City of Candor is it's the thing that Superman couldn't fix. He just wanted the people of Candor to return to their normal Candorian size, and he would stare at the bottle and see the miniature lives of the...
That's a challenge from Lee.
Yeah, he would do more than stare at the bottle.
Wow.
He actually interacted with this, and I know how.
What do you mean? Like he'd stick his finger in the tiny city and be like, "Arr!"
He would miniaturize himself.
What?
And go in disguise as a character called Nightwing.
Save it for your time.
Yeah. All right, I know a little bit.
Nightwing from Batman?
Well, hold on.
Oh,
Okay, here we
yeah.
go. Lee, barely any time has passed.
How long is this game? Oh my God.
You've got 24 seconds
Okay.
left. Okay, here we go.
All right. Oh,
Yeah,
I'm
go
starting.
ahead.
Yeah, so he would miniaturize himself with his own shrinking ray, which makes it doubly interesting that he couldn't resize the city of Candor.
Wow.
Challenge from Alastair.
Doubly interesting is a subjective opinion. A lot of people would say it's only singly interesting.
That is correct. That is correct. I'm going to give you a point for that, Alastair.
Nice. That was legit.
That's subjective. 15 seconds on the clock to talk about the bottle city of Candor starting now.
So Superman would stick his finger into the bottle of City Candor.
That's gross.
Also an opinion.
Yeah.
Wait. You're challenging his challenge.
Yeah. He said it was gross. It's not gross.
That's true. I didn't feel gross to me.
Yeah, maybe he washes his finger before
What
he
it felt
sticks
to
it
me
in
was
there.
Okay, now that's
invasive.
gross.
It felt invasive to me that he would stick his finger into an entire city. His giant Superman finger coming down and poking buildings and squishing people. Now, we're going to keep going. Alastair, it's still you. You got 11 seconds to land this on the bottle city of Candor, starting now.
So one time when he stuck his finger in, he crushed a tiny gardening store that a man named Billy lived in.
Not true. Incorrect. That never happened.
How do you know?
I've read every issue regarding the Bottle City of Candor.
Yeah, but it's not in an issue. It's expanded universe lore that Billy the gardener was.
He just used expanded universe lore, and he doesn't actually know what he's talking. We can see him crumbling in front of us right now. Lee, please continue.
How much time do I have left?
Lee, you got 4 seconds.
Right on.
Here we go, starting now.
The bottle is a metaphor and an allegory for survivor's guilt because
Time! Lee, smart, grabs the point.
I gotta say, what a pretentious way to finish. A lot of big
I leaned
words.
into it. Yeah, for sure.
Wow, that was impressive. I don't care. I haven't retained any of it. We're gonna move over to Nigel now.
Okay.
Nigel, this is one of the topics you gave me. You were interested in talking about intimidating animated TV villains.
I am, yes.
So we're gonna speak. You got 60 seconds on the clock to talk to us about Sideshow Bob.
Oh,
Sideshow Bob.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. 60 seconds starting now.
There's a thing about animated characters and sometimes villains is that when you look at them and you realize that
Wow.
Alastair with an early challenge. I can't imagine on what.
What are we talking about? We're talking about Sideshow Bob. This guy's talking about the expanded universe lore of animated villains. He's talking about like, hey, look at all the villains. We're talking about Sideshow Bob here.
actually, no, I was going to get into the race of Sideshow Bob, and you decided to interrupt.
Wow.
Wow. Wow.
This has become
Alastair,
contentious.
not cool.
Not cool.
Not cool.
I don't know that that's fair.
I don't know.
Nevertheless, it does feel like Nigel was beginning vaguely, and there's no room for nuance in this game.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give that point to Alastair. And Alastair, you have 56 seconds on the clock to talk about Sideshow Bob starting now.
Sideshow Bob is famous for, amongst other things, stepping on a lot of rakes. And when he'd step on a rake, it would whack him in the face and he'd be like, ugh. And then he would move, and then
Nigel Downer.
Alistair has mentioned gardening on a couple of occasions now, and also I don't think that's a villainy move, like to just like step on a rake. That's not why he's a like one of the most
No.
intimidating villains.
Yes, but I love gardening.
I feel like you repeated the word rake. Is that true?
No.
I'm going to let Nigel take over for that because I want to hear what Nigel has to say about
Thank you very
Sideshow
much.
Bob. Here we go.
How much time do I got?
45 seconds.
Woo,
starting
doozy.
now.
All right, so Sideshow Bob, he is, yes, the villain, if not arch nemesis to Bart Simpson, the character that we all love and know today. However, what happens with Sideshow Bob is that he ends up doing all these villainous things like marrying Bart Simpson's aunt, Selma, because what the plot was is that he was going to kill her because she had a family she has a lot of money.
Alastair Forbes.
never heard the whole
My objection is blah-de-de-blah-de-de-blah-de-de-blah.
Yeah, as
Guy's
per-
hesitating all over the place. Lots of ums and ahs, and doesn't know what Selma's family was like. You know what I mean? Yeah.
There was a bit of hesitation there. I'm going to give it to you, Alastair. You got 20 seconds on the clock to talk about Sideshow Bob starting now.
One of Sideshow Bob's main villainous plots is he would take his finger and stick it into Bart Simpson's like room and stuff.
Lee Smart.
Effective callback to the city of Candor, but not true. He never stuck his finger in Bart's.
You don't know that?
No, I do know that.
It's part of the expanded universe lore of The Simpsons.
No.
That's not canon. It's not canon.
That's a point for Lee.
Yep, thank
And
you.
Lee, you've got 13 seconds to talk about Sideshow Bob starting now.
The best part of Sideshow Bob was the actor who voiced Sideshow Bob, which is the inimitable Kelsey Grammer. And he just gave
Alastair Forbes?
The Kelsey Grammer was not inimitable.
I'm sorry, one more time?
That's what he said. Some really pretentious word about what Kelsey Grammer was. Kelsey Grammer is pretentious, though, but inimitable is subjective.
Well, that is subjective, but we're saying that he can't be imitated.
Yeah.
We can't be imitated.
That's right.
So listen, I'm going to give you the point if somebody here can do a Kelsey Grammer imitation. Okay, starting with Alastair.
Okay. Yeah, hello, Seattle. I'm your therapist today.
Oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Okay, good, Nigel.
Yeah.
Wow.
Nigel, you got one?
Oh, my turn? Oh, yeah.
All right.
What's good, Seattle?
Yep. That's
Lee
Guys,
Smart,
there's
do you
a
have
couple,
one?
there's a couple shows I never watched in my lifetime.
Niles. Not. Yeah.
I'm going to say, based on that Kelsey Grammer is objectively inimitable.
Yeah.
So we're going to keep going with Lee Smart. You got 5 seconds on the clock, starting now.
Sideshow Bob was distinctive because of his haircut, and also his name was actually a callback.
That's
to
time!
Yeah!
Lee Smart again. Wow!
What a pretentious way to finish.
Oh, man, that was impressive. Okay.
All right.
Alastair, as you mentioned, you gave me the topic of Star Wars. That's what
Yes.
you wanted to talk about. Any Star Wars fans here?
Couple?
Yeah,
Okay,
a few. Yeah, some hands. I'm a big Star Wars fan.
Yep.
And I've been trying to think of a way to narrow it down, since Star Wars is a big
Yeah.
topic. So
I
I'm going to
didn't
give you
pick something weird, like the bottle city.
Yeah. The spice mines of Kessel? That's
Yeah.
where that. Yeah, we
Yeah.
could talk about that, but instead, I'm going to give you this phrase to speak on.
Okay.
All right? It's a phrase, and the phrase is, "A Jedi shall not know love." A Jedi shall not know love. That resonates with people, right?
Resonates with Alastair. He doesn't know
All
love
right,
either.
here we go. Alastair, 60 seconds on the clock, starting now.
The saddest thing about the phrase "a Jedi shall not know love" was how badly George Lucas screwed up the prequels because of that phrase. The first time we meet Anakin Skywalker in Episode 2, he's already a whiny dick. We already hate him right out the gate. But if Anakin Skywalker was like a really amazing, nice, lovely character who fell in love with Padme, and we saw that love grow and we just cheered for him instead of him just being annoying and a dick the whole time, then the betrayal of him turning into Darth Vader would be so much more, because when Padme starts dying and the Jedi Order doesn't support him because, of course, they say that you can't be in love, so they can't support Padme with her sickness and stuff like that.
Nigel Downer.
I just want to make sure that we're pronouncing this name. Is it not Padme? Yeah, because you said Padme multiple times. And
Yeah, that's true.
I forgave you the first time, but after you said it twice, I was like, we all know that is Padme, right?
That's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
It's Padme.
now-
It's Padme, not Padme.
It is-
Alistair, you're thinking of Pod Race. Pod Race.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking.
Yes, he falls
Yeah.
in love with that thing that goes really fast through the canyon. The canyon. That's what I was talking about.
Okay, so setting aside that that was full opinion that Alastair was speaking.
Absolutely.
100% opinion. That was a correct challenge on the pronunciation of Padme. Okay? So 16 seconds on the clock to keep talking about "A Jedi Shall Not Know Love." Nigel Downer, starting now.
It's a tragedy, but it's also fine. I mean, love does give you a narrative in terms of your track, in terms of where you want to go, the dedication, the religion of being a Jedi. You have, yes, please take
Lee
it.
Smart.
He didn't talk about Star Wars.
No, not at all.
Not
at all.
Nothing to do with Star Wars.
No,
yeah.
not at all.
No.
Yeah.
I was just trying to get to Mace Windu at some point. That's where the trajectory was going.
Oh my God, that's
yeah,
perfect.
yeah. But no, you.
Yeah, we
go on
probably
ahead.
okay. We should
Yeah,
probably
yeah,
keep
yeah.
it with Star Wars. Yes, 5 seconds. seconds. Lee Smart, always
There's a
cleaning
strategy
up
to
the
this
table
game.
here. You're waiting until
Strategy.
the very end. Okay, you've got 5 seconds.
Mace Windu loved his lightsaber. In fact, he inscribed upon it a word that he. Is that time?
That's
That was Zooey.
Alistair
you go
with
first.
the early
Sure.
challenge, with the quick challenge.
crap. Time was up.
I think the only thing Mace Windu loved was himself.
Oh.
I don't think he loved his lightsaber at all.
Nigel?
You're not wrong.
Yes! In fact, you could say you're correct.
That is a correct challenge. I don't think we know that Mace Windu loved anything.
Yeah.
So, right?
Yeah,
we
yeah,
don't know
I guess
that.
so.
He didn't. We certainly didn't know he loved, what was it?
His lightsaber.
His lightsaber, yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Which was the only purple lightsaber.
That's right.
Yeah, that's true.
I
Do
mean,
you
we
want to
can,
know why?
well, tell us.
Just because he loved purple.
Yeah.
There's really no other reason.
I heard Samuel L. Jackson specifically said, I want a purple
Yeah,
lightsaber,
yeah.
right?
So you can see him amongst the rest of the Jedi. That
Yeah,
literally
yeah.
is it.
Smart,
Yeah.
always thinking. Okay, so that's a correct challenge for Alistair. And
Great, but I win that
nice.
for that cool
now,
factoid,
Alistair,
right?
you've got 2 seconds to wrap this up. Try not
Okay.
to get anything wrong. Okay, 2 seconds starting now.
Padme was padding down the alley when
Time. He made it. Alastair Forbes brings it home. Wow.
Good for you.
Okay, guys. At the end of round 1, we've got Alastair with a surprising 6 points.
Oh, wow.
Shocking.
No one's more surprised than me.
Lee, you've got 5 points.
Whoa.
And Nigel, I feel like I must have missed something because you got
No, you
2 points.
Oh, I do have 2 points.
You have 2
I'm more
points.
shocked than you are. We switched, and I have 2.
Yeah. yeah.
Okay, I'm into it.
2. All right. Okay. Now we're on to round 2, everyone. In round 2, we're still using the topics that the panelists chose, but now we're going to give them each other's topics. So they won't be starting with topics that they're familiar with, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Lee, we're going to start with you again.
All right.
And you're going to be speaking on a topic that Alastair gave.
Yeah.
I'm so excited about this.
You're going to be talking about Magic the Gathering, Lee.
Perfect.
Magic the Gathering. Any Magic the Gathering players here? Anybody that visits the MTG
okay.
arena? Yeah. All right. Okay. This is exciting. I love a collectible card game.
Yeah.
But I personally have not yet made it into Magic the Gathering. Alistair, you're always trying to get me on board.
Really trying to get you on board, yeah.
More of an Arkham Horror guy.
Yeah.
Okay, let's hear 60 seconds on the clock. Magic the Gathering, Lee, starting now.
Magic the Gathering is a card-based game that briefly caused a resurgence in the satanic panic of the 1980s that was similarly...
Alistair Forbes?
Magic the Gathering wasn't invented until like 1991. So
Right.
it wasn't at
No,
all.
it's
anyway,
true.
It's actually 1993.
Wow.
I don't know about
Wow.
Go on and fact check it. Go on and fact check it.
Okay.
Go on and fact check it.
All right. I'm Nigel. The clock wasn't even running when you did that challenge, but I'm giving Alistair a point for the correct challenge. Then I'm giving you a point for correcting Alistair, and I'm gonna hand it over to you, Nigel.
This sucks, man.
All right.
I gotta stop correcting people
Magic
when
the
I don't-
Gathering. You got 51 seconds on the clock, starting now.
All right, I believe it's Dungeons and Dragons that actually helped cause that panic, the satanic panic that's happened. But Magic the Gathering, a great card game. It's got really cool.
This guy's never played. He doesn't know it's great.
I have no idea.
He doesn't know if it's good or bad.
I have no idea.
I played a lot of Magic, and it is not great. It's excellent.
Okay.
It's fucking incredible. I'm not allowed to say that, probably. Delete that from the podcast.
Huh? What?
Nothing.
Okay.
Nothing.
Yeah,
Didn't
have fun.
swear.
No, we
This
can
is
work
for
that
all
out. We can
ages.
fix that later.
We can take that.
We can wipe everyone's memories of that word when they're way out. Okay. Alistair, it's back over to you. 42 seconds left remaining on the clock. Magic the Gathering. You've got this. Starting now.
There are many different types of formats you can play in Magic the Gathering. My personal favorite is Commander, which is a 100-card singleton format where you have one commander that lives in the command zone, and you could cast it any time throughout the game, any number of times, but each time you cast it, you have to pay 2 more mana to cast it. Now, the thing about Commander is that I'm the best at it. Whoa!
Nigel Downer.
Are you allowed to correct it just because it's boring?
Yeah. Nice.
Because 42 32 seconds of that is gonna be a long time.
I know.
We going. I mean, you know what I mean? But
I know. Nigel, unfortunately, that's not a correct challenge, but I'm going to give you a point because I agree with you.
Yes.
But nevertheless, we're going to go back to Alastair Forbes.
Okay.
And you've got now, Alastair, you've got 24 seconds of the clock. Gee, it really feels like more time passed.
Wow.
But we're still talking about Magic the Gathering. Time starts now.
Well, another exciting thing about Magic the Gathering is the Planeswalkers, which are the characters along with you as a wizard that help you fight your battles. So for the blue mana or the islands, it is Jace, who is a magician, and he comes in a lot of forms like Jace, the Cunning Castaway, that can repeat himself over and over. Also, in Magic the Gathering, when I play, my wife says I'm handsome when I play.
That's time!
Yes!
Time! No one
does
had
that work?
time to challenge that blatant and obvious lie.
Yeah!
Just on the cusp, man.
Wow.
Just didn't-
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
yes,
right. You've got accurate scorekeepers here. That's right. I agree with you. Yes, that was missed. Yeah, he claimed to be the best.
Objectively, I would
We
love
will
to
be
play.
ending this show with a Magic the Gathering tournament.
Yeah.
You
crowd is
you
visibly
three people
excited.
have a great time. The rest of us
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. All right. We're moving on. So that was excellent. Well done, Alastair. You
Thank
spoke
you.
for a long time about something you're obsessed with. Good job. Good job. Nigel, this challenge, this topic comes from Lee Smart. I'm personally excited about this one. Big fan of the movie. Saw it when I was a kid. It's called 2010, The Year We Make Contact. Any sequel to Stanley Kubrick films fans in the audience? Yeah.
Nice.
We got one.
All right. Okay.
Thank you, too. Wonderful.
Okay, Nigel, 2010, the year we make contact. 60 seconds on the clock starting now.
2010, the year we made contact, takes place 9 years after 2001, which is really just math. But also, it's the idea that what happens now? What has happened since 2001, since we got that fantastic art? Thank you, man. I was like, what is it gonna take? I can feel the audience lulling them to sleep, and then over on this side they're like, he's going,
No.
when's he gonna get to it?
Nigel, we were rapt to see
No,
how
no,
long
don't
you
you-
could
don't
sustain
you-
that.
I've known you a long time, Paul Bates. Don't you dare to lie to me like that. Not in front of my people. Don't you dare lie to me like that.
Alastair Forbes with a challenge.
Yeah, my challenge was just that he was like, it's been a long time since what happened, but he clearly doesn't know what happened in 2001, A Space Odyssey.
You don't know that.
Oh.
Wow.
Okay, name one thing that happened.
It was the Odyssey there. It was the Odyssey.
Totally. He's right. He's absolutely right.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, well,
And there was a great soundtrack that came along with it.
Yep.
And there was a computer
they
named
put
Hal.
out a disco
Yeah.
version.
Boy, do I stand corrected or what?
Alastair, I'm going to give that to you. You've got 46 seconds on the clock to talk about 2010, Odyssey 2, the year we make contact. Starting now.
Two interesting things about the production of 2010 is that they got a musician from Genesis to do some of the music, and then they didn't like it, so they hired a musician from the Police to do some of the soundtrack stuff. And unfortunately, that's the end of the Wikipedia article that I remember that I read about this movie. But I will...
Nigel Downer.
Yeah, I feel like, the Police and Genesis, you might as well have mentioned Wham. These are all documentaries that have recently come out on Netflix. So it doesn't, I could have mentioned groups from the 70s and 80s, so I didn't.
I'm not hearing really a challenge there.
No, I'm just fact checking.
But I'm gonna give it to you anyways because I want to hear you talk about this movie some more. So let's
This is-
hear
I feel
Nigel. You've got 25 seconds to talk about 2010. Here we go.
So the 2010, we're going into, now we're checking out,
Alastair Forbes.
space. The final frontier.
He can't even get to
No,
one
let me
sentence.
finish. The final front. This is the last one. This is the last frontier. But there's a plan. There's
Help me,
Jupiter.
Paul. Help
Stop.
me.
Stop. Jupiter's out there.
Are we still going?
I'm challenged.
And they-
I'm going to turn the clock back on.
I challenge that he literally just was like blah, 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 like barfing out words that mean nothing.
No, there was words that meant like that were things.
Yeah, that reference Star Trek, if anything.
How dare you?
That's cross-genre pollination. I've made up that challenge just now.
Can I
just
say
to
this
keep-
is a hallmark of Lee Smart Topics that all of us are just like, I don't want to talk about this.
Yeah, and I love that Lee's just sitting back watching. He's just like,
I'm waiting for 5 seconds.
I think it's exactly what you're doing. Okay, well, I'm going to hand it over to Alastair. And Alastair, there are 17 seconds remaining on the clock.
No problem.
Just 15 before Lee buzzes in and takes the last two.
Thank you.
So let's go for it. 17 seconds left, starting now.
One of the major plot points of 2010 is Superman takes his finger and puts it inside of
Lee
the
Smart.
Bottle. All right. No.
No. That's all you need to say is no.
All right.
You haven't heard the DVD
I got some
commentary.
facts about this.
The director, who's not Stanley Kubrick, talks about how that's one of the scenes he cut. Superman putting his finger in the bottle city.
Lee Smart. 13 seconds on the clock. 2010. The year we make contact, starting now.
All right, one of the most memorable points of 2010, the year we made contact, is that the introduction of a computer named Sal 9000, which was voiced by Candice Bergen, which we know from Murphy Brown. And Murphy Brown was
Time!
Yeah!
Wow! I was really looking forward to a full minute on Murphy Brown.
I was ready to go. I was ready to go on Murphy Brown.
Amazing. Wow, well done, Lee. Good job. Good strategy. I think Lee's cracked this game wide open.
Yeah.
Okay, Alastair. This topic comes from Nigel.
Very excited.
I'm really looking forward to this one. Alastair, talk to me for 60 seconds about black superheroes with lightning powers.
I'm gonna do this.
Superheroes with lightning powers.
I'm gonna preface it with a little bit of this. Alistair and I have known each other for a very long time. I can't be more excited that Paul picked this one for him. Go.
Nigel, I was giddy when I was writing it down. I'm so happy. Okay, Alastair. Black superheroes with lightning powers. 60 seconds starting now.
Well, the most famous black superhero with lightning powers would be Black Lightning, who shoots lightning and is black. And when his family was threatened, he shot some lightning at the people who...
Hesitation.
That's a hesitation,
All
yes.
right.
Yes.
All right. Okay.
Everyone could
Also-
feel the hesitation.
Yeah,
totally.
also started to dip into the Batman story, I think. when
That's
his
true, yeah.
Parents were killed, but yes. continue.
Okay, Lee Smart, you've got 44 seconds.
All right.
And here we go.
In addition to Black Lightning,
Right away. I'm offended by a white man talking on this topic. Like, right away. It makes me really upset.
Alastair, I've noted that.
I was going to address it.
Yeah, I've noted it, but it's not. I'm gonna give it to Lee. I'm gonna let him keep going.
Yes.
All right. 22 seconds left.
All
No, that's not right.
No,
I
it should
can't
be
do
longer
math.
than that.
It's way more than half a
yeah.
minute. Yeah.
40.
42. 42.
Something like that. Okay.
Subtraction. Okay. 42 seconds left. Here we go, Lee. Starting now.
The original black superhero with lightning powers was Storm of the X-Men, even though she identifies as female. She could harness the power of the storm, literally, and
But what do you mean, even though she identifies as female? Like, does that make her less black or less into lightning powers? Like, because even though she's a woman. This is why I was uncomfortable about white guys talking about this subject.
I had nothing about Storm.
I can't believe I have to bring this up. It's 2023, you know?
That was a weird thing to mention, but also I think it was factually true. She identifies as female.
Yeah. But if there's one guy in this panel who should see the Barbie movie, you know what I mean?
Oh, wow. Ouch. All right. Lee, I'm going to let you keep going on this thing. Yeah. I don't think that was a fair challenge, Alistair.
Thank you. This is true.
Yes, she identifies
does.
as a female.
You're not wrong, yeah.
Yes. All right. So half a minute left, starting now.
One of the most compelling aspects of Storm in the X-Men comics was her relationship with Colossus, who was made of metal, and the fact that she could conduct lightning.
I just want to go back to, because he's still talking about Storm, of which he said about even though she identifies as female. And I'm still like, I haven't moved past that. You know what I mean? So even though you might have moved past that, I think we should still talk about it.
Alistair, I feel like there's a legitimate challenge to make here, but you're not making it. And I don't know what to do.
I didn't actually listen to anything he said, to be honest.
All right, well, I'm going to, you know what? I'm going to go back. I want to hear you talk about it some more anyways. So let's just say that was a deviation from the subject. It was
yeah,
more
that's what
about
I meant.
Storm and her relationship with Colossus, which I'm interested about. But we're going to go back to the connection between black superheroes and lightning powers. 20 seconds on the clock, Alistair, starting now.
As a white man...
Nigel Downer.
That was like barely even half a second, probably
Yeah.
1/100th of a second,
Yeah, that was-
which is
yeah.
way too long for Alistair to say anything else on this topic.
Okay, I'll accept that.
Thank you very much.
I accept that.
Thank you.
All right, 18 seconds on the clock. Nigel Downer, starting now.
Great. We've mentioned Black Lightning, we've mentioned Storm, but we haven't mentioned characters like Static Shock or Black Vulcan. Now, Black Vulcan, thank you, Black Vulcan was he was an analog of Black Lightning because the rights and all the other things that come along with creating a character could not be passed on, so they had to. So DC created. Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Hold on.
Alastair Forbes, with 1 second remaining on the clock, what is your challenge?
I just wanted to interrupt to say I think Nigel's doing a great job. That's it. That's the only thing I want to say. That's all I have to add to that.
I'm going to give you a point just for the support. And back to Nigel with 1 second left, starting now.
Alistair, you're an idiot.
Time. That is correct.
Off topic.
All right. All right. Excellent job. That was great. Okay, that's the end of round 2. Let's take a look at our score here. Right now, Alistair, you've actually picked up quite a lead. You've got 11 points now.
Okay.
Lee Smart, you've got 8 points. Nigel, you've got 6. So you've narrowed the gap from third to second. Not that the scores mean anything at all.
What?
Nevertheless, we are going to continue on to our third round. Now, the third round is still topics that our panelists have given me, but I asked them to give one that has nothing to do with the sight, sounds, experiences, and genres that we see here at FanExpo Canada. So instead, they've given just anything at all. And furthermore, I'm going to pick random topics for you. So you might get your own, you might get somebody else's. We're going to see where this lands, okay?
I love it.
So
Yeah.
Lee,
Great.
we're going to start with you.
All right.
Talk to me about, Lee, are you a basketball fan?
100%.
Talk to me about the Toronto Raptors. The Toronto Raptors, 60 seconds on the clock, starting now.
The Toronto Raptors are known throughout the NBA as one of the finest teams playing. In fact, their mascot is called the Raptor. Throughout the NBA.
Yo, what you guys didn't hear was Alistair goes, yo, you gotta.
Yeah. I did this on behalf of Nigel. Like, as a huge basketball fan, I think it's so offensive to say the Raptors are known throughout the NBA. That's one of the dumbest things I've ever heard.
But true.
I mean, it's true. It's factually correct. It is factually correct.
Nice.
Wait, what is the challenge? What is
Too stupid.
So wait, first of all, who blew the challenge? It was Alistair?
Alistair did.
Yeah.
And
I'll
you're
take
just
it.
challenging that was a dumb thing to say.
Yeah, it was just a dumb thing to say. Yeah.
Okay, all right.
man.
That portion, I think, is correct. They're known throughout the NBA. Yes, everyone in the NBA surely knows that there's an NBA team called the Toronto Raptors. That is that's indisputable.
Yeah. Is it? There might be some players, like on the Charlotte Hornets or something, who are like, who? Toronto? What? You know what I mean?
But I thought you were going to challenge on known as one of the finest teams. That's what I thought you were going to say. But you didn't, so I'm going to give it back to Lee.
Yeah, that's fair.
Lee, 53 seconds on the clock, starting now.
One of the most recognizable features of the Toronto Raptors is their mascot named the Raptor, although he was not the first of the mascots of the Toronto Raptors. The first one was in 1993, a character by the name of Raptor Claw, purple, and was mistaken for Barney on several occasions by fans who came to share and hug rather than watch the team play basketball.
Nigel Downer.
I mean, part of me was like, is that for real? Do I not know that? And then a big part of me was like, yo, dog, that ain't real.
Yeah,
That
I think
ain't
that's
real.
wrong. I
Yeah,
think that's
especially
wrong.
when you dropped the Barney thing in there, I was like, red flag, it's over.
All right. Okay, let's go back. It's over to Nigel Downer. This is your topic, Nigel. 30 seconds on the clock starting now.
Thank you very much. So the Toronto Raptors, we all know they are infamous and famous because they won a championship in 2019, which is their very first championship, and that was a phenomenal time for the city of Toronto. But leading up to that, they had played in Sky Dome in the 90s, which is the worst place to play a basketball game because it's not fitted for a basketball game or a football game. Shout out to the Toronto Argonauts. However, the Toronto Raptors now, led by Masai Ujiri, has done fantastic things not only for the NBA, not only for the culture of America and binding Canada with basketball.
That's
but
time.
also-
That's time.
Oh, damn it.
Congratulations, Nigel Downer.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Yeah, I was about to get to Africa there when you decided to chime in again.
Alastair, what was your challenge going to be?
I was just going to tell everyone that I think Nigel's doing a great job. That was it.
All right, good job, Nigel. Nigel, it's over to you to start now, and
Okay.
I'm not sure what there's. I know there's two topics left, Nigel, and you're not going to like either of them. All right. Okay, Nigel.
Yes.
This comes from Alastair.
Oh, I'm so happy. About this.
Okay.
Talk to us about professional disc golf. Professional disc golf. 60 seconds on the clock, starting now.
Professional disc golf is actually a myth. There's no profession in it. What?
Wow.
Alastair.
Wait,
Wow,
what?
it is not a myth. Paul Macbeth has just signed a $10 million sponsorship contract. There is a lot of big money. That is true. That is true.
Can we again call him on just being boring? Can we call that? Because we saw it happening. It was on its way.
No.
That's a correct challenge from Alastair. All right, settle in, everybody. Alastair has 57 seconds to talk about professional disc golf, and that starts now.
So much to say about this. The interesting thing about professional disc golf. Wow!
The
Nigel?
challenge is there is not so much to say on this.
That is, I suppose we could say that's subjective. But there's
Yes.
so much to say. So I'm going to give it back. I give you the point, Nigel, and I'm going to give it back to you. Unfortunately, you have 52 seconds to speak on the subject of professional disc golf, starting now.
What I found most fascinating about professional disc golf is that the patent is from 1977, I believe, and you can actually see the different figures. So that's drawings showing examples of how disc golf works. So when you throw a disc, about yay size, but they also come in different sizes, representing that I was so close to being factual.
You were
factual,
very,
fic-
yeah,
fic-
it was mostly factual until you went different sizes like this. There is no disc this big.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's like a laser disc. Yeah, man.
For
No, that's true.
anyone listening, I'm holding my hands 12 feet apart.
Yeah.
If you
That's,
can't
you're
see
you're
what I'm doing.
basically holding your hands out to the size of a commemorative platter.
Yeah. There's no disc that big.
Yeah.
Are you sure? Are you sure
Yes.
it's not?
No
okay.
professional disc that big.
That'd be sick though, right? If you saw a guy throw it like a
Yeah.
like an 18-wheeler.
That feels like something the ancient Greeks played. Like there's a discus game or something. Anyways, I think that's right, Alastair. I'm going to give you a point for that. And you have 26 seconds to continue on about professional disc golf. Here we go, starting now.
The Disc Golf World Championships is coming up at Smuggler's Notch Resort on the long weekend in Vermont. They're going to play two different courses, Brewster's Ridge and Fox Run Meadows. Paul Macbeth is going to go for his 7th world title, which is an insane amount, and Paige Pierce in the FPO is going for her 6th world title. Those are both incredibly good players who are sponsored by Discraft and have both signed over $1 million.
Nigel Downer?
Yeah, I mean, is Discraft? Who is that? Like what? Like I know Nike or like
Wow.
like-
Discraft is the second largest disc golf company in the world.
What's it
That
called?
is
Discraft?
Discraft, yeah. DISCRAFT.
No, we don't need to spell it. We get it. No, we get it, man. We get it.
Discraft. They sponsor some of the biggest names in the sport, including Brody Smith.
It's
and-
not coming up on Google.
That is bullshit.
No, it cannot be independent.
What Google is showing is crafts made of discs.
Yes.
So, as I said at the top, there may be a discraft, but Google is the final arbiter and judge of this show. So, I'm giving it to Nigel.
This is
Nigel, you've got 10 seconds to
10
talk
seconds.
about professional disc golf starting now.
Professional disc golf is just like its predecessor, very white. There's nobody else that
Alastair
plays.
Forbes?
You're gonna correct me on that part?
Oh yeah,
I'm
You're
gonna
missing
Google
out
it right now,
on
too.
one of the biggest disc golf commentators out there, Philo Brathwaite, who is a wonderful black player, and I believe is the only black player on tour. Definitely is the only black person I've ever been seen playing disc golf, but he is there, and he's
What-
quite prominent.
What's the challenge?
That it's not just white.
Oh,
There
okay.
is
All right,
budding.
great.
one
All right.
budding.
Good.
black
All right,
player.
I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you. 40. Oh, it's not 40. 4 seconds
Oh,
left,
gosh.
Alistair.
Great.
Here we go, starting now.
Have fun.
Paul Macbeth is famous for throwing.
Wow!
Lee Smart, I see what you're doing.
Yeah, that disc. Can I start?
Yes. Yeah. Well, no. You're going to challenge something.
Oh, I just wanted
Challenge
to.
something. You just wanted to.
Yeah.
I can't do that.
Can I do that?
No, you can't do that.
All right.
All right, back 2 seconds, Alistair.
Okay. Oh, ready?
That's time. Okay.
Okay, all right. That was fun for everybody.
Yeah.
That's good.
Always a perennial favorite, disc golf. Okay, our final topic.
there we go.
Alistair, you're going to be starting this one, and this comes from Lee Smart. Everybody, get ready because we're going to be we're going to be hearing about the Maillard reaction. The Maillard reaction.
Yes, see?
We have one
Thank
fan
you.
of the Maillard reaction in the room.
That's the way.
That is one more than I
Classic.
expected. That's huge. Okay, Alistair, you familiar with the Maillard reaction?
Oh yeah, baby.
Is anybody here familiar with the Maillard reaction?
We'll get-
A
wow.
few.
Yeah,
All
okay.
right.
Okay.
Nice. Okay, here we go, everybody. The final challenge starting now. 60 seconds on the clock starting now.
The Maillard reaction is a chemical process browning food, making it taste good. And when you're playing disc golf, you often have a barbecue going on. And
Lee Smart.
Yeah, deviation.
Deviation.
I
Deviated from the
it's very
subject.
important that we get back
Okay.
on topic.
Lee Smart's 52 seconds starting now.
The Maillard effect is often confused with the Mallard effect, which is a fear of ducks. And
deviation of topic.
I wanted to hear that one.
That's fair. I'm going to give it back to you. Okay, Alistair, you've got 46 seconds on the clock starting now.
Smash burgers are now infamous for the extra browning that you get in your burger, which you have when you're playing disc golf, especially in the upcoming World Championships, which are
Nigel Downer. Oh, it's beautiful.
Just trying to master this before we leave here today.
Yeah.
Deviation.
yeah.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
yeah.
Yeah. AKA too much disc golf.
You
Okay,
way too
all
much
right.
disc golf.
All
Yes.
right. 35 seconds on the clock. Nigel starting now.
Great. Now the Mallory effect is what is also something that people don't
Mispronunciation.
What?
Wait, did you?
Huh?
You said the Mallory effect.
What?
The Mallory effect, and I thought that was intentional, and I thought we were going to hear about the facts of life.
No.
I was trying to get there.
Wait,
I was
not the
trying to
facts
get
of
there.
life. Which is the one with Mallory in it?
Charles and
Family ties.
Ties?
Family
Family
ties.
Ties.
Correct. Thank you. A
to
point
get
for
to
the
those
audience.
easy
Yeah.
Okay, Lee
Congrats.
Smart. 30 seconds on the clock. The Maillard effect. Am I saying that right?
No, I don't know.
Okay, starting now.
I don't know. The Maillard effect is believed to be an evolutionary adaptation of the amino acid change when the food comes into contact with heat so that hunters and gatherers could recognize the doneness of the food.
Hunters and gatherers? This sexist guy again, am I right?
He's calling you sexist.
Wow! They identify as female. Some of them.
It's some of them.
Even though she's a gatherer, right? You know what I mean?
All right, I'm gonna call that an unfair challenge. Lee, I'm gonna give you 16 seconds
Yeah.
to continue speaking on this topic starting now.
Food that has undergone the Maillard effect is exceptionally delicious. In fact, one of my favorite things to do is take a can of sweetened condensed milk, immerse it in a saucepan of water, and place it in an oven.
Nigel Downer. Beautiful.
Thank you. Sweetened condensed milk?
That's right.
That's gross.
What?
Also,
That's subjective. That's an opinion.
Also, from what time period is that, man? Like, who's drinking sweetened condensed milk? Who's drinking that?
Yeah, I'm going to call that as anachronistic somehow.
Yeah, there you go.
yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
Eagle brand. You can still buy it.
Nigel, 4 seconds on the clock, starting now.
Thank you very much. Now, the McAvoy effect is what it is when you have smart that is like, what?
Mispronunciation. Should be Mallory.
What?
Lee, you have, I'm going to give you that point, and you have 1 second remaining, starting now.
Sweetened condensed milk becomes creme de leche. Yes.
A round
Creme
of
de
applause.
leche.
A round of applause for all
Recipes.
our panelists, ladies and gentlemen. All our panelists. Well done. All right, we're going to do the final scores in a second here. Before we do, this show is a biannual panel show that plays as part of the Sonar Network. But we're going to try and do it more often, right, Mariana? One of these days, we're going to make it a regular thing. So watch and listen for it. In the meantime, before we do our final scores, I'm going to let everybody plug something, starting with Lee Smart. What do you want to plug?
Oh, man. This hat. Who's playing the Legend of Zelda out there? Anybody? Yeah,
Nice,
right? Fantastic. How many hours are you in?
So
So
many.
many, so
Lee
many.
and I also have a podcast together.
Oh,
Haven't
right.
done a new one in a while, but it's called Illusionoid,
Yeah, check it out.
a science fiction, fully improvised science fiction radio play. Illusionoid. Check it out. Nigel Downer.
Oh my gosh. What do I have to plug? I have to plug all you beautiful humans for just being here. This has been, I'm at FanExpo every year because it's absolutely phenomenal, and I love being amongst all you beautiful humans that are just like me. We're all nerds and just showing our appreciation, our love for everything. So that's the thing I want to plug. I'm just plugging the people.
All right, plug in the audience.
Plug
So if
the
you find
audience.
yourselves at FanExpo, check yourselves out.
Right on.
Nigel, you can watch Nigel in Bit Players on CBC Gem.
Yeah, CBC Gem. Yeah, very nerdy web series. So I mean, it's for all y'all. We tackle all the things. So yeah, it's called Bit Players and CBC Gem. It's an app from CBC that nobody knows about. It's free to download. You don't have to subscribe. Do whatever you want, but please watch the series. Let me know what you thought.
I've seen it. It's great.
Thank you.
Alastair Forbes.
I would love to plug Black Superhero.
Okay, great. Hey, thanks for coming
For
up.
me, yeah. If I can plug, yeah.
That's right. There's a Black Captain America. That's right. With no lightning powers. With no lightning powers.
Yeah.
Our final scores of, correct me if I'm wrong, let's see, with 11 points, Lee Smart.
11 points.
Well done. A strong showing.
Right.
With 12 points, Nigel Downer.
Oh!
That's it.
And with 16 points, our winner, Alastair Forbes.
Nice.
Congratulations. Check out all the shows here at the rest of FanExpo. There's cool Sonar Network shows happening. They're all a lot of fun. So hang out here in room 717 and enjoy the festival, everybody. Have a great day.
Yeah.
Guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
Yes.
This podcast has been brought to you by the Sonar Network.